political commentary on the contemporary political issues of Nigeria concerning the forthcoming election. We, the Nigerian Revolutionary Youth Forum and the leadership youths of Nigeria, are always taking a stand and always stand on the fact that we want a better Nigeria. There is this big question I keep on asking, and I don't know, particularly the Nigerian youths, what do we really want? Which part do we want to actually work on? And I think it's a very good question, and as individuals, everybody have answered to this question. Some may not, but our stand has always remained a better Nigeria, a positive Nigeria, a Nigeria that we don't want to see corrupt people walking the streets. Now, looking at the contemporary issues concerning the election, we have said time without number that this election should be based on issues that matter and concerns Nigeria. First and foremost, let's look at the two presidential candidates, General Muhammadu Buhari and President Goodluck Ebele. On Buhari, it has always been clear and been time without number. Nigerians know the truth. The man has been a corrupt free man. The government has not come up with any evidence of indictment against him. And in fact, to even make matters worse, if you are a Nigerian that is reason as a person, use your common sense. Buhari has been investigated over and over, right from 2003 till date. If the man has had any issue of corruption, any document to prove that he's corrupt, this present government will have no other option than to prosecute him and bring him to shame. They have come up with the certificate issue, and Nigerians are not buying it because it's a political propaganda. Now let's look at Goodluck Ebele. First, let's look at him as a deputy governor and up to governor. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan served Nigeria as Bayelsa State as a governor for 18 months. In the 18 months that he served Bayelsa State, in the general elections of 2007, Timi Silva was elected as governor of Bayelsa State. And I make reference to Timi Silva again. Timi Silva published documents of Bayelsa State account from the day it was created in 1996. And from the accounts, Bayelsa State had 3 military governors. No single debt was recorded in Bayelsa State account. DSP Alamesaya served as a governor for about 6 years. Bayelsa debt stands at about 25 billion. When DSP Alamesaya was impeached, Goodluck Jonathan took over as the governor of Bayelsa State, and he served for 18 months. In 18 months, 20 billion was inquired in Bayelsa State account. Debt without any meaningful project. And all this period of the 18 months, Bayelsa State allocation was regular. Now, let's also look at the facts before us. Within 18 months of his governorship, his wife, Patient Jonathan, was arrested in Murtala Muhammad Airport in Lagos for money laundering. She was arrested with hard currencies. She was about to board a flight out of Nigeria and she was arrested. Is that the kind of leader we want in Nigeria? Now let's also look at Bayelsa State account. From the publications of Timi Silva as a governor, the state accounts clearly shows that the Bayelsa State Law Library Fund, the monies that were meant to refurbish and put the Bayelsa State Law Library in good order, no single book was bought. These monies were embezzled in his tenure as a governor of Bayelsa State. Let's also take another fact again from Bayelsa State. Out of 18 months in government, over 50 billion was expended. No single meaningful project in Bayelsa State. Is that the man you want as a governor? Is that the man you want as a president? I don't actually think so. Now, when he became the president of Nigeria, the first thing a president could do was to pardon a corrupt governor, corrupt, indicted, and jailed governor, Chief DSP Alamisi. The same man was bold enough to take the PDP entourage to Lagos to welcome Chief Bode George, a corrupt, indicted, and jailed man, an ex-convict. I don't think that is the kind of president you want in Nigeria. And we stand by our words. That is not the kind of president we want in Nigeria. I want a better Nigeria. Now, apart from that again, the former EFCC chairman, Nuru Ribadu, under the same PDP government of late Yaradua, was indicted by a panel and was sacked from the police force. When President Goodluck Jonathan came on board as a president, the best thing he feels that he can do to protect corruption is for him to pardon and reinstate Ribadu. This is a man that was indicted by a special police panel of gross misconduct while in office. Now, we are talking about PDP. For 16 years of PDP, what we have seen is a large-scale corruption. Corruption has been legalized. Corruption has become a virus. Viruses are even worse than the Ebola virus. Viruses are even worse than the HIV/AIDS. Millions of people are dying every day because individuals and leaders that are corrupt have decided to embezzle the funds of Nigeria. Let me make reference to the former National Security Advisor, General Owoye Azazi. May his soul rest in peace. General Owoye Azazi went to Delta State. And in Delta State, the Governors Forum Conference, where you have governors and stakeholders of Nigerian political economy, in Asaba, Azazi told Nigerians that PDP is a problem of Nigeria. That PDP is a problem of our underdevelopment. PDP is a problem of our insecurity. PDP is a problem of corruption. Nigerians will forget so soon that we don't take into consideration statements from highly placed persons in Nigeria. We don't even take time to make our own research and investigation to find out if some of these people, what they say, our leaders, what they say, whether they are really correct. Another fact to make, fuel subsidy crisis. All of us were aware to the fact that Nigeria experienced a fuel subsidy crisis. The president claims that there is a cartel that benefits from the fuel subsidy, that the ordinary Nigerians are not benefiting. A president that agrees that there is a cartel benefiting from the crisis refused to go after the cartel. Rather, he decides to punish Nigerians for not committing any sin by removing fuel subsidy. Now, talking about the oil subsidy and the crisis in our oil sector. Records shows that there is high rate of oil theft in the Niger Delta. These are records from the NNPC. And there is also high rate of vandalization of oil pipelines in the Niger Delta. This is also a government that has sublet contracts for the pipeline securities to former warlords. Yet, we have high rate of oil theft, high rate of vandalization of oil pipelines in Niger Delta. Just a couple of days ago, I was watching the news, and I was surprised to see NNPC publication that over 21 billion naira was lost to the vandalization of oil pipelines in the Niger Delta. Yet, this is a government that has spent so much money for warlords to protect our pipelines, and every day Nigeria loses oil to oil thefts. This is also a president that said that there are supporters and sympathizers of Boko Haram in his government. If you know that there are sympathizers and supporters of Boko Haram in your government, yet, as you speak till date, no single person has been arrested. No single high-profile individual has been arrested that is a government official. I don't know, how can the president knows the problem of his people, or knows the problem he's facing, and yet he does not have solution to these problems. This is a government since when he came on board from 2010, after the death of former President Musa Yar'Adua. A man that has set up committees that we cannot even know how many number of committees he has set up. Out of all these committees that he has set up, I don't know whether the committees' reports are not important to him, but he keeps on setting up committees. Now, looking at the recent publications of our national debt and figures, Nigeria debt before Goodluck Jonathan was $27 billion. Now, Nigerians' debt stands at $70 billion. This is a government that claims that it's working, transformation is working, yet we have a debt of over $70 billion as at present. This is a government that came to inherit over $20 billion as excess crude sale account. But now, as present, as we speak, our excess crude sale account stands at $2 billion. This is also a government that claims that transformation agenda is working. But yet, under the transformation agenda, our parents struggle, sell their belongings, go to farm, struggle to make sure that we graduate and we go to school to get good education so that we can secure good jobs. So that at the end of the day, we can alleviate the sufferings of our parents. Yet, after university or higher institution education, you come back to the society without jobs. A lot of graduates are forced into paying over 250,000 to $500,000 to secure public service jobs, government jobs. So what effort or what sense does it make for one to go to university or go to a college, comes out after graduation, that your parents have to look for another $500,000 or maybe more than that for you to secure a job? Is that the society we want? Is that the transformation agenda that is working? Records also indicates, and it is very clear, it has become a very obvious thing in the society, that contractors and their companies are forced to pay 10 to 15% of total contract sum before contracts are issued. When a contractor or a company pays 10 to 15% of total contract sum as a bribe before it secures a company, how is it possible for that company to guarantee a good job? So at the end of the day, what you see is substandard. Contracts are substandard. Jobs are done substandard. And that is what you see. Billions of dollars spent to renovate 3 refineries. Yet, we import over 70% of our fuel, DPK and PMS. Now let's look at another issue that has burdened the Nigerian society that people refuse to take into account. Common sense can give you common reasoning. The CBN saga, Sanusi saga, concerning the former CBN governor. This is a CBN governor the accused is corrupt. We agree, let the CBN governor be corrupt and he should be prosecuted. But the facts and figures are the issues I will also pinpoint in today's discussion. First, let's look at the figures from Sanusi. Sanusi claimed $40 billion was missing. Then suddenly, within a couple of days, the same Sanusi said 20 billion was missing, that it was not 40 billion. Let's agree it was 20 billion. Sanusi made a mistake by saying that it is 40 billion, and later he said 20 billion. But now, the Minister of Economy and the Minister of Petroleum were consulted and they were advised to work and come out with an harmonized record because Nigerians are disturbed with the figures. Now, when figures were harmonized, The Minister of Economy, Dr. Konji Ebele, who Nigerians has bestowed so much trust on a person, said it was not 20 billion, but $12 billion unremitted to the CBN account. Then from records of the CBN, the former GMB said it's 10 billion. Now, one truth that remains is that monies are missing. The former CBN governor claimed that monies are missing. It's actually missing. Let's even work on the 10 billion they claim is missing. It's not the 40 billion, it's not the 20 billion, it's not the 12 billion. Let's work on the 10 billion. For the fact that 10 billion is missing, we expect people to be prosecuted, people to be brought to book. But yet, we still have the Minister of Petroleum in office up till date. Rather, what happened was a situation where the former GMB was relieved of his duties without any due process. Now the question, was it the former GMB that sold the 10 billion? Of course, our honest answer is no. The government knows about where the 10 billion is. Now, looking at PDP, what PDP has done for the past 16 years in government is to export and import corruption into our society. Corruption that is so celebrated and cherished by the PDP government. PDP has promised to rule Nigeria for 50 years, according to former PDP party chair. Is that the 50 years you want to rule Nigeria? You want to rule Nigeria in a 50-year situation where we don't have any hope. The only hope we have is a virus that grows within the society. The virus of corruption, which is worse than the Ebola virus. The virus of corruption, which is worse than even the HIV/AIDS virus. Now let's look at Buhari as a person. They have classified Buhari as a leader that is not competent, as a leader that is not even in charge while he was head of state. The facts remain, and it's always clear. Common sense will tell you that if this government have anything against Buhari, anything that they have that will incriminate Buhari while he was in office, and if he has stolen one error, they would have done that. Look about this Buhari certificate saga. That shows you that the government does not have any criminal record against Buhari. All they have decided to do is to come up with this certificate fraud that he does not have a certificate. How can Buhari not have a certificate? Yet, the Nigerian army was able to train him overseas in the United Kingdom. He started as a second lieutenant in the Nigerian army. He retired as a major general in the Nigerian army. He held various offices in the Nigerian army. This is the same man that was the first chairman of NNPC while he was a minister of petroleum under Olusegun Obasanjo as the head of state. This is the man that proposed the building of 3 refineries for Nigeria. This is the man that have headed PTF for years while Abacha was in government. This is a man, while heading PTF, committed 20% of PTF resources to the Nigerian military. Yet, the president tells us that all his predecessors have not bought any weapons for the Nigerian army, that they have not bought any equipment. That's why the Nigerian army is handicapped. Now, I ask the question, from 1999 till date, the government that have ruled Nigeria is PDP government. So, and he is from the same PDP. Whose interest does it serve? Is it PDP interest? Is today everywhere talking about former leaders not buying any weapon, former leaders not doing anything for Nigeria. That is the one that has done a lot, and he has been doing a lot under the transformation agenda. Transformation agenda where the PDP came and gave him, the same PDP came and gave him a pass mark that he has passed, so he should be given second term. Yet people refuse to look at the facts and figures. The facts and figures of where corrupt politicians like Bode George roam our street. Corrupt politicians like Alamese roam our street, and other corrupt politicians who are yet to be prosecuted. They keep on telling us that it's because of immunity that they cannot prosecute governors. They cannot prosecute highly placed individuals. But today, look at the number of governors Nigeria has produced since 1999 till date. Look at the corrupt governors that are roaming the streets of Nigeria. No one is being prosecuted. No one has been sentenced to jail. But yet, a common Nigerian who sells 1,000 naira, who sells maybe a biscuit in the shop, will be prosecuted and sentenced to 5-10 years in jail. Yet these people that have stolen our billions, that mortgage our future, even up to the future of our unborn children, they roam the streets of Nigeria. My fellow Nigerians, let me tell you something about Buhari as a person. Young Nigerians, don't be deceived by any individual. As I repeat again, young Nigerians, don't be deceived by politics of sentiment. Don't be deceived by any individual. Don't be deceived by even your father, your mother, your uncles, the people who claim that they are political leaders, the people who claim that they are the kingmakers. Don't be deceived. Vote for integrity and fight to protect politics of integrity. The present candidates of the presidential election, there's nobody among them that is more honest than Buhari that have served Nigeria. His trademarks are very clear. And another thing that we should stand for as Nigerians, particularly the youths, let's take that right back, that universal right to vote in and vote out corrupt leaders, incompetent leaders, leaders that have deceived and fooled us for years. Let's be able to vote in and vote out. If we vote in Buhari, and if Buhari does not perform, we'll have the same right after 4 years to vote him out. The same right we used in voting in Goodluck Jonathan for 4 years, and what we have seen is corruption. Let's use that same right to vote in Buhari and vote out Goodluck Jonathan. So that if Buhari does not perform, we'll have the right to vote him out again. So that in subsequent elections, parties will have no other choice than to field competent candidates before the electorate, not unpicking candidates that they like. Voting and voting out is our right. This is a right that the PDP has denied us for 16 years. For 16 years, we have not been able to elect our leaders, even within the eternal democracy. Citizens do not have that right because the government refused to give them that right to elect leaders. But this time, the tide is turning to our favor. Things are turning around. The party has realized that they cannot do the same politics of 16 years where they just send anybody, they just unpick anybody to represent the party in elections. So if we do this right, we have gotten everything right. 16 years of PDP, what the party has presented to us is corruption. And corruption has become a culture, a way of life in the Nigerian society. And it has become a legality in Nigeria because the PDP, 16 years, has decided that corruption should be legalized. Corruption is worse than a virus. Corruption is worse than the known Ebola virus. Corruption is worse than HIV/AIDS virus. If we continue to allow PDP to rule us, our lives, our children unborn, and our grandchildren unborn will suffer. Nigeria belongs to all of us. Nigeria is not one man's country. Nigeria is not one ethnic country. Don't be deceived. And don't allow yourself to be played into politics of ethnicity, politics of religion, politics of tribalism, politics of regions, South-North region. Play a politics of integrity. Don't deceive yourself because this politics you are going to play, if you play it wisely, you are protecting the future of your children unborn. But if you play it wrongly, if you decide wrongly, it is the children unborn's future that we are going to mortgage. Now I ask you a question. Again and again I keep on repeating. How does it sound good to your ear? How do you look in your community? A man that stole 1,000 naira sent to prison, and yet politicians that stole our billions walk the streets of Nigeria. I will give you a very good example. My uncle, under Shehu Shagari's government, he was a councillor in Sagama local government area, the present day Bayelsa state, under the old River state. He has mismanagement. He was involved in mismanagement of funds while he was a councillor. When Shagari government was overthrown by General Muhammadu Buhari, my uncle was arrested, kept in detention until my family produced the monies that was embezzled and mismanaged. That is the leader we want. I am from Bayelsa State. I am telling you, Buhari has been tested. Buhari is a leader that will do the right thing. And what we want as a leader is a man that is honest, a man that has lived a very decent life, a man that is truthful to himself. There is no other leader among the presidential candidates better than Buhari. Buhari is better, though I agree with maybe some other leaders or some other presidential candidates within the 14 political parties that will disagree with me that they are better candidates. But as the elections are unfolding, as things are coming on board towards these elections, the clear indications remain that it is between Goodluck Jonathan and Muhammadu Buhari, as they are the mainstream candidates. Let's vote for them. Indications have been also pointing at fingers where Nigerians will be used to conduct fraudulent elections. I beg youths, don't allow yourself to be used by any politicians in this forthcoming election. If you allow yourself to be used, it is your future you are going to mortgage. Don't be deceived by any leader in analysis that Goodluck Jonathan is performing and he should be given second term. I agree with you, the man has done some works. But now, let's look at the question of second term. The man has done some work. But now ask yourself the honest question. Did he perform below or above expectation? Honestly, if you ask yourself, and in the heart of yourself, you ask yourself, the simple answer is that Goodluck Ebele Jonathan as a president performed below expectation. No matter the credit card that the PDP gave him, that he has passed and he has performed very well. You know in your heart that the man has performed below expectation. Now, another issue that we refuse to look at is the issue of second tenure agenda. If Goodluck Jonathan has performed below expectation, if another 4 years is given to him as a president, what do you expect? Do you think Goodluck Jonathan is going to perform better than the 4 years that he has performed? Definitely is going to perform less than what he has performed in the 4 years. Look around the state governors. Look around even the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo. He performed in his second tenure 4 years, he performed less than what he performed in his first tenure 4 years. And it has been clear before us. We are seeing the truth, but we cannot stand for the truth. We are seeing the truth, we cannot even say it. We see the truth, we don't believe in the truth. That most governors of Nigeria that perform below expectation in the second tenure, they perform better, and in the second tenure, they will perform even less than what they have performed for second tenure. That is because in the second tenure, we as Nigerians, we don't have a leverage on them. And because we don't have a leverage on them, we have nothing to owe them to. There's no responsibility we can owe them to. They can decide to come to office and just do anything they want because they know after the 4 years they are not coming to beg for your vote. They will just go and sit in their houses, embezzle our funds, and use our funds to bring out another corrupt candidates as replacement as they are leaving office. Also, I will take this medium to appeal to Boko Haram. Please, for the forthcoming elections, I have stand by this reasoning and I will always stand by it. That your ideologies and your beliefs are up to you as individual and as a group. But please, for the sake of Nigeria's integrity, for the sake of Nigeria's unity, for the sake of Nigeria as a country, declare a ceasefire. Let Nigerians have the opportunity, particularly Nigerians in the southeast, let them have the opportunity to go and cast their vote. I ask this honest question. If you are a member of Boko Haram, if you are a supporter of Boko Haram, if you refuse Nigerians the opportunity to go and vote, in your own republic that you aim, you strive to declare in the southeast, in the country that you believe that you will declare, how do you rule the people when you don't give the people the right to say? Then also to the militants in the Niger Delta, I beg you and I beg you again and again, please don't allow yourself to be used by politicians and at the same time declare a ceasefire. Declare a ceasefire so that Nigerians can have the opportunity to vote. And for those who believe that after the general elections, if Buhari is not voted into power, that there will be crisis, I beg of you, this is Nigeria. If Buhari is not voted into power, if Nigerians decide that it's Goodluck they want to go with, let them go with. But definitely we are going to regret after 4 years. And also to the Niger Delta ex-militants who have said, and in fact, who have said a lot of things that if Goodluck does not win, they will make Nigeria, particularly the Niger Delta, ungovernable. I beg you in the name of the God that you serve, I beg you in the name of the ancestors that you serve, please allow peace to reign. So my fellow Nigerians, you have listened to this discussion. I know you have made up your minds on who to vote and who not to vote for. But the wise choice that we are going to make in this presidential election will decide our fate. If we vote wisely, we'll get it rightly. But if we vote wrongly, we are going to get it wrongly for another 4 years. Another 4 years means almost 20 years of PDP rule and the same corruption in Nigeria. One thing we believe and we have always stand for is a leader that will come and fight corruption. A leader like Buhari that will come and fight corruption. We vote Buhari into office, just one thing that we want him to do. First, fight corruption. And I bet you, fellow Nigerian and Nigerian youths, if Buhari is voted into office, even before May 29, the swearing-in date, most of these corrupt leaders will run away from Nigeria. Most of these corrupt contractors will run away from Nigeria. Let's, for once in our lifetime, do what is good and right for the sake of Nigeria. Nigeria belongs to all of us. Nigeria belongs to every ethnic group, every tribal group, every religion. Nigeria does not belong to any individual, and Nigeria does not belong to any party. We have tested PDP for 16 years. We have tested President Goodluck Jonathan for 4 years. In fact, for 6 years, he has failed us. And what we have seen is corruption as a virus in the society. I appeal to Nigerians. It's a serious appeal I'm appealing to you. Please and please, when you go to the polls, cast your vote and make sure you remain there till your vote is counted. Make sure your vote is counted and recorded so that we don't have a situation where votes are manipulated. At least with what we have seen so far, we have some sort of trust and respect for INEC. And also our humble appeal to INEC. Don't allow the institution to be used by these corrupt individuals. Don't allow the institution to be used by fraudulent Nigerians. Because INEC remains the only body that will decide the outcome of the forthcoming elections. And because Nigerians have vested so much trust and respect for the leadership of INEC and what they have done so far, particularly in the last 3 elections, INEC have built trust. And let's respect that trust. Let that trust remain a mutual respect. That we respect INEC and INEC will respect our staffs. And particularly the ad hoc staff that are going to conduct the election. Don't allow yourself to be used. If you allow yourself to be used, know one thing: you are a Nigerian and you remain a Nigerian. Whatever mistake you make, we all will suffer for that mistake, including yourself, your family, your children unborn. Don't, because of the influence of money, because of poverty, be influenced by these people. Definitely they will come to test you. They will come to tempt you with the stolen wealth that they have accumulated for all this while. We are all aware the PDP has voted over 21 billion for presidential election. We know very well that these monies will be spent to infiltrate, influence INEC staffs, particularly the ad hoc staffs. Don't allow yourself to be used. And to Nigerians in general, the youth corps are serving for national interests. Please protect them. They are posted into election to serve national interests, not to serve anyone's agenda. Whether they are Christians, they are Muslims, of any ethnic group that they belong to. Protect them. That is the only way they will guarantee our right to vote and be voted for. I have taken a lot of your time, and I applaud you for having time to listen to this political commentary. At this point, I say, go and vote, and make sure your vote is protected and counted. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you for listening, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.